of control!
How do you do your backing?
Like they cut him.
How do you do your backing?
Down the training pitch, mate. Demonstrating back spasm. I had to go and sit in the stand. Fucked. You know what it's like. Bad back.
Pure technique.
Pure technique, mate.
I
wasn't actually. There was no ball involved.
You need a good massage.
It wasn't worth it at all, mate. And I looked like a fucking clown because I had to stop and jump up the cold mat off my nut.
What were you trying to do? You need to
show somebody how where I wanted to move.
What about how you do the as soon as you each in your footwear, don't you?
New Balance or the high heels.
Same joke all the time,
right? Anyone working in Zara, if he tries to return the zipper, please. I fucking spotted when you walked up the stairs. I spotted you've still got the tag on it.
Oh no! Have you? Have fuck? Where?
Unzip back there.
On the zip.
Class, mate. Classy bastard, man.
He's just picked it up on the way here and going to drop it back up.
That's what he did.
I don't like it, mate.
Well, he's got Del Lyle's coat on as well.
Thanks, Dale's jacket. I'm going to get back in there. I'm going to be wild. He'll be freezing, Dale, man.
I'll
be too wee for Dale now. See the size of him? He's massive.
See him the other night.
What do you mean fat?
Bulk? No.
He's quite quiet in the dressing room, isn't he? I was watching your documentary.
He's nicknamed the Mouse, isn't he?
How's that? Because he's done by?
Quiet, likes cheese.
Because he's what?
Because how he's hung
You're getting that doing, mate. You're getting that doing.
I don't even know why I'm saying that. I'm too high on
paracetamol. How long is hung? Tiny?
Paracetamol? Paracetamol, ibuprofen, that's all I can take.
A back's a nightmare.
Exclusive.
I thought he'd be a maniac in the dressing room.
Who, Dale?
Aye, I'm quite surprised that he's
I think he's more reserved now in his first year.
If they're all bawling and shouting to it.
No, 100%,
No.
He'll go down and speak to the boys, mate, individual one to one, you know what I mean? So, listen.
Do you know when James McFadden takes his missus for romantic walks? Motherwell training ground.
I heard you were...
Dale Park.
Exclusive yesterday.
Get your info, mate. Get it true.
Where did I see him?
Where did I see him?
Was it Motherwell training?
No, Fir Park. Where did I see him?
Was it Fir Park?
No.
Where was it?
Well, you tell me. You're the one that's having a go at me.
Said that she had vapours on.
Palace Grounds.
Oh, was it Palace Grounds? And you just popped there?
No, I just, by chance, they were coming out the dome and I saw them. So I thought,
right.
You live in a place you don't need to head down to Strathie.
I had this.
Where you stay is a lovely, in the country.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Misses it, didn't he? Misses the hustle and bustle.
What are they?
Yeah,
geez, no. I'm just saying that you make sure you're alright.
You know what goes on in Strathie car park? You know why?
I told you the story.
Remember the story with him in the motor?
Aye, that what Vassy took advantage of me.
You sit with the full beams on, didn't you? Flashing the full beam.
I remember
that flashing the full beam.
Hey, 15, was I 15, 16? I don't know. I mean, I was just doing for a wee run and all that. Just chill.
A wee run. By the way, guess what I watched last night? I know we're here for a football show, but I'm going to get it out of the way before the end. That one, The Missing Plane in Malaysia.
No, seen it.
What one?
What is it?
So Netflix just came out. But remember that? Remember that
Malaysian Airlines.
Aye. But that's mad that it just went.
What's the flight number? Do you remember?
Something 700. Sure it is.
Is that the one?
No, they're
just disappeared.
MH370. That's the one.
What, and all the people on it as well?
Aye, so see, usually you've got a tracker on it. After a certain point, it just went away.
You never heard black box?
No.
It's a black
box. That's when that'll cut it.
Black box.
So what they said was it nosedived to the water, through it, went a search, but then they caught it out. It wasn't it. It went back to itself and travelled for another 6 hours.
You were the fucking Malaysia 700 fight in that head tennis game on Coyle. Fucking disappeared.
I tell you,
nosedived. Mate, he's incredible. I'm telling you, you can put anybody on his team and just tell him to kick it up in the air, mate, and he'll fucking volley it.
Fit anywhere in the court, or no?
Crazy Derek.
Coyle was
see the proper players, they've got good technique. Old school players have got good technique. Spot on.
But we were in no condition to play a hit game. You weren't well, I'd been on a 3-day bender.
Who was partner Coyle?
His boy.
Alright. Was your coach?
Coach Coyle, he calls himself.
Coach Coyle.
What have you two been up to this week? Just let the people know what you've been doing.
I've been preparing to be snowed in and all that.
Have you?
Aye, you hear all the weather. You hear all the weather. What, I've been stocking up in the house and all that. Buying snow shovels and all that. Ready to be, you'd be snowed in where you are. I've been ready. I'm fed up with the BBC weather.
What, lockdown again? He's got 500 toilet rolls.
Lockdown was probably one of the best periods of my life. 6 weeks at home, just
6 weeks lockdown was a fucking 6 months. How were you only 6 weeks? We were on 6 months.
Well, I had to get back out and get provisions in. You know what I mean? Food and drinking.
What have you bought the last few days? What did you stock up on?
Snow shuffles. Snow shuffles.
Trying to use his new shovel.
Aye. It's what I know.
Big bag of salt as well,
I did
didn't you?
not see the big one. Well, it's down the end of the road, right enough that. I'm ready.
Did you stock up plenty of drink?
That's by the way, they're not happy with me.
You need that fat, mate, don't you?
My missus not happy with me at the minute, a wee bit. Because people give her presents and that, and it's very nice. And you nice wee bottles. And I just sauce it and tan it.
Sauce it.
Doesn't matter what it is, no?
Not really.
Nah.
I want to ask you, what did you have for dinner last night?
The wee prawn curry.
What brought in or made?
Wee bit made. It wasn't just a jar of curry sauce.
Oh, right, Tapax?
No, patak.
Patax. What is it? What flavour?
Balti. Lovely, by
that sounds nice. What rice, sorry? Basmati?
Coconut.
What about you?
Kebabs. My missus made kebabs.
She made them?
She made them, aye. They felt out of this world.
Oh, did she?
Aye. Different class.
Sheesh.
I know I gave her a bit of stick last week. I apologise, Hen. Love you bits. Oh, but they were just brilliant.
What kind?
Absolutely.
What kind of
chicken kebabs and all that. Aye, with the onions and the sauce. I don't know what it is. It
you got it, didn't you?
It was lovely. So it was I know. I'm just...
You went sheesh, I says, let funny.
I know. I'm too thinking about it. Because it was
spoiled on here, man.
That's a sports team joke. We Johnny Sunderland be pissing himself. Oh, James.
It was top notch. You got my sack. You got my sack.
I never got to sell the sack.
Aye.
Was he sacked?
No.
Didn't know the score, did they? That's him.
Well, who's the other one? Who's the last it's on? Aye, she's very good. Amy's.
Aye, man, that's good to her.
It was women's. What was it? Women's Day yesterday.
International Women's Day.
Aye.
Celtic.
So what you do? Tan me out of the drink now. Carol's drink.
Listen, I've got a lot of loving for women. I love women. Love my ma. Love everybody. Love my wife. I love
women.
Love women.
There
you go.
Of course.
Hey, what about Monday?
What is it?
International Ali McCoy's Day.
So it was Pundit of the Year?
Pundit of the Year.
What's that?
He's different gravy, isn't he? How good?
He's very good.
Pundit in what way though?
Everything.
Pundit or a...
just knowledgeable. No, the whole shebang.
Pundit of the Year.
Do you think he's knowledgeable now?
Oh, yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Clever guy, Coisty.
Very clever. A bit more up, bro. Do you know what I mean?
So you want to be more controversial? Just be like everyone else?
No, but like, maybe no sitting on the fence as much. Not saying he does that, but I would rather...
What's the point where he's sat on the fence, if you could tell us?
He's all over Arsenal. He loves Arsenal now, doesn't he? Because he's working with
Laura,
and she's an Arsenal fan. I'd rather give you a wee bit to Arsenal and say what you really think. Do you know what I mean?
What, the top league?
I suppose, aye.
What, you want him to say their shite?
Just keep saying their shite, yeah.
What did you have for your dinner last night?
We all had rolls and bacon.
That's alright.
That's not bad.
We just...
How many?
Jenny was a big fucking plate of them all. Just lots of rolls and bacon.
Is it the Warburton rolls?
Aye, Warburton rolls. See the blue pack? They're brilliant, they rolls. Do you like them?
It's a shorty, Jenny. No, is it Morton's?
Aye, sweeties.
Your bacon roll?
What did you go for? You must have something good.
I made lasagna.
Did you?
It was amazing. Made it.
Right, for scratch?
For scratch.
Sausage as well?
Never made the sauces, fuck's sake.
Oh, you never made it for scratch.
No, but I did everything else.
So how do you do that?
I made a curry for scratch last night, but I used a jar.
You're right, Faddy, you're right.
I was
dying to say it. I know, what do you have? Because I made a crack lasagna with all sauce.
That's why I asked.
We see the sheets. How do you make sure you put the sheets in?
So you do your mince, brown your mince, onion mince, 2 stock cubes, basil, Worcester sauce, passata, your mince, and then you go mince, sheet,
so that is making it for
cream.
That's
made it from scratch,
You said no. You used
no, but the
passata?
Sauce was jar.
What, the bechamel?
Sorry?
Do you remember that?
Alright, because International Women's Day already for our bench.
There you go, hi.
You should do a cooking show. Remember the old one, the green and red, the hill back?
He's what a guy. What was the wee guy? Anthony Worrell Thompson.
Remember him?
Just as well, you can.
Is he a shocker?
Pudding.
Google.
Pudding of the slimes.
It was back on. Ryland was doing it.
So he was. Really good Cinch Premiership. Was alright, come on, Grosvenor.
I mean, Faddy, your favourite deal of the year, man. It's double the odds for new sign-up with your first £10 bet. Sign up at gsport.com/open goal. Now on to the football. Hibs Rangers, I'm sure in the podcast on Monday, Kev said there'd be an upset. You should be tight.
I said Rangers they won.
Tight, but didn't you?
They were sensational.
I don't think I did say tight.
I think you might have.
No, I don't think I did.
Did you not?
I just said Rangers.
I'll need to look up that, because I said it'd be a doon. And my God, it was.
Oh, they were
Very
impressive.
They were outstanding, weren't they?
Aye. I mean, you take away the goal that they lose early doors, which was a bit of shambles, to be honest with you, defensively, very poor, but the reaction was absolutely brilliant.
Aye.
Sakala, Sholak up top, Kent just allowed to float, and go where he wants, but Sakala was different class. I think maybe Hibs were, because they've been in such good form, they've went for it a wee bit, and all the emotion with the Ron Gordon thing, I totally get that, but they just went for it a wee bit too much, left themselves too open, and again, so I always say, good players, they'll cut you open, but he was against Cadden, that left side, man.
Cadden's a good defender as well, so.
Oh, he had acres to run into, so he did, but even Sakala's goal, it was top drawer. I heard you talk about it. You think he just hit it, you're right, but he just has a wee swivel and he turns it, it's a brilliant finish. But I thought the three of them, and I've made my mind, I was saying to you before we come on camera there with Kent, I thought Kent was really impressive, but when he sees that rectangle hanging in front of him, he just goes to pieces. He should have scored about 3 last night, 3 or 4.
That game, Jigsaw falls to pieces in the box.
Aye, right in front of goal, but everything about his game, the pace, but he's making things.
You're struggling. I'm laughing at him. He's absolutely struggling here, aren't you?
But what I'm going to come to is how they get a grip of the game was the midfield three. They were brilliant. Jack just sitting in there, dogging away. Cantwell and Raskin were exceptional, by the way. So they were. See that trio. And I bet you Bill heading home to Glasgow last night on that bus. He must look back.
Somebody said.
Must look back at that League Cup final and go, what was I doing? I've made a big mistake.
So see that team last night, Derek? So was that a huge Rangers best 11 then?
Yes, absolutely. And do you know, see the boy Cantwell? And that's the first game I've watched him, the full 90 minutes. It's not what I thought he was. I thought he was one of these luxury players, number 10, just plays in the hole. Not that chance. He's up and down the park. He's getting back. He's making challenges. He's always on the move, pass and move. And when he needs that wee bit of trickery, that's something special. He can produce that. But I thought the midfield were excellent. So they were. And that is their best side.
Were Rangers just too good for Hibs, Faddy?
Aye. I think, I mean, they kept getting down the left-hand side, the Hibs right. I think that Hibs, and quite right, believed they could go and take the game to Rangers. They're at home, they've been on a good run, but they were far too open. I think the manager, I said this last night as well, the manager spoke about composure, and I think they were too eager to get forward, and obviously they go ahead, so that their tails are up, but they were too quick to go and commit bodies forward and just leave the gaps. I thought Sakala and Cholak, the link-up was really good. There was a Cholak sets Sakala up at the weekend to come into the box. He's facing Sakala, he just sets it, he steps onto it and passes it into the net. And at the time, I'm looking at it saying, if Morelos is playing, they don't score because he's going to turn and shoot. And then he'd come on last night, the chance to play in, I think it was Kent down his outside, then he goes to try and shoot through 2 players. I think his all-round play was good, Cholak.
His movement's good as well.
His movement was excellent, but Hibs were too open. And Rangers, to be fair, Rangers were good for 90 minutes. From start to finish, they were good. They kept going. They could have scored more goals, no problem. And it was probably. And I've never seen the Hearts one. I think a lot of people say Hearts was their best performance.
No, that was last night.
Last night for me was a full performance for them. Apart from obviously the goal they lose, but that's a set up.
Just start playing in Edinburgh, in the capital.
That's what you expected. I think that performance last night is what you expect. See, when Bill was coming in, that's what you expected, that style of play. I've seen many occasions where Barisic just crossing the ball, Tavernier's coming into the back post, and the opposite. That's you've seen a lot of that when Gerrard was there, and you've seen that last night.
See, last night they're the only two that just get pass marks for me, believe it or not.
Who, 2 fullbacks?
Aye. Tavernier was poor first half hour. He gets a penalty and that takes everything away. Is the game more on?
But is that because, like you say, Hibs are pushing their fullbacks so far on?
They were under a wee bit of pressure, and it was the atmosphere and everything, and that's what I think. It's just my opinion. I just think that the 2 fullbacks are a wee bit suspect at times. Yeah. But until that game settled down, until Rangers get their noses in front, then they come on to a game.
I want to ask Paul Slaney, Is this the biggest gap in quality you've seen between the top two and the rest?
Good question. That.
It does seem like
It's not my question, I'm not taking any credit for it. It's a football monitoring board. They wanted to know, they're desperate to know what he thinks. I think he's going to disappoint them with his answer.
No,
I think he is going to disappoint us.
I don't think so. No, listen. You have to say so. I think because since Beale's came in, I think they've won every single game. They man Celtic. But I don't know how.
He's not won every single game. They played each other.
No, I mean like the rest of the league,
Mm-hmm.
and you do look at it and think, where are they going to drop points? If Rangers have went to Tynecastle and battered Hearts there, they went to Easter Road. That's been two of your hardest fixtures you look going into the season, and they went there and battered them. You do look at the league and you think, who's going to take points off them? But then again, my big thing, and I mean my whole thing coming into the podcast was trying to get Scottish football back, as in like no, well, part of it was try to get a more competitive league with them. But financially, I don't know. I don't think it's possible.
They're screaming, shout, pass the question over to Faddy. Screaming, pass the fucking thing over to Faddy. ASAP. Faddy, can you take it away?
Is it the biggest gap between the top two?
It's a bit unfair.
It is for a while.
Unfair.
Sorry, man.
I think definitely with Celtic the way they play. I think Rangers are obviously trying to catch up to Celtic, but I think you look at going to Easter Road years gone by, you would say there could be a shock here. Not a shock, but Hibs could win the game. And at the minute, Hibs have been on a great run. They're not the level they have been, even though they're doing well. They're only 5 behind Hearts. I would say so.
So the top two got better, or the rest got weaker?
I think the top two have got better. Celtic definitely have got better. Because I don't, like, Rangers are behind Celtic, so to say the top two, I think that the rest of the league from Hearts for me are better than the rest. So you've got Celtic, Rangers, Hearts are quite a bit behind. Then the rest are all very similar. So I think that as a combination of the top two have got so much better, Celtic in particular, miles ahead. The rest of the league they've all kind of got into the same kind of standard where year after year you couldn't call who's going to make it into the top 6. Say you couldn't call who's going to be doing and struggling, because I think the standard overall is quite similar.
What it tells me is, as well as Hibs have been playing, you still can't be as open as that and go for it. There's got to be the game plan. You've got to be a wee bit more tighter, a wee bit more secure. I didn't watch.
But teams have also played like that against them and got battered.
Aye. That's why. But they were so open. Now that game finished 4-1. That game could have finished easily 10-1. Easy, by the way. The amount of chances.
I think that's a mentality though.
Solak should have had a hat trick. He missed, it was an absolute sitter. Kent, I'm saying Kent should have had 3 goals. He had 3 goals. The chances he had. If he pulls the trigger a wee bit.
Back post and all, Marshall.
Marshall, what a save that was. It was top drawer again. That game could have been 10-1, easy.
I think there's a mentality in it. If you're once you go ahead, it's like either teams will maybe sit back and defend and frustrate and put the pressure on Rangers, Celtic to go and break them down, and eventually probably get beat, or they get excited and go again, leave themselves too open. Then it goes level and they don't deal with it. They don't understand that. That's a bit strong. There's a chance of just keeping it tight, trying to disrupt the rhythm of the game. Don't allow them to play, and you might be able to get something. I think teams it's gone back to the way it used to be, where a lot of teams are beat before the start. They go into it. You hear last night the talk before the game, apart from the unbelievable tribute to Ron Gordon. It was amazing. It was amazing. But Lee Johnson was asked about belief, and do you believe you can win? Robbie Nielsen's got to Celtic Park. Do you believe you can win? As if they turn around and go, aye, and people go, do you? Do you really? So I think there has to be a mentality shift as well.
They couldn't get near that midfield 3 last night. Hibs. That was the difference. That was the frustration for me in the cup final, because the Celtic midfield were so dominant. Last night, that trio were different class. Sorry, but
do you think that's a match for Celtic's midfield?
I think, it's a lot closer. They've got legs in there, Raskin, and that's what I'm saying about Cantwell, Faddy. In my mind, and I think maybe a lot of Rangers supporters, I thought he was this just nice, clever player. He's not.
So what did Cantwell play middle of the pitch?
Box to box.
Was he middle of the pitch?
Box to box, makes some great runs, never stand still, pass, move. Raskin as well.
Raskin play ball forward.
Aye, that makes such a difference.
Honestly, he's a different player from what I thought. It's again, that can be sometimes when you see him, the looks and all that. He's got the blonde.
You drew him off straight away, didn't you?
You know what to be good looking.
You know what I like? I see guys with gloves and all that, and they've got the long sleeves and all that. He's piece. Do you know? And then, but he's got somebody ribbon in his hair last night, or whatever it was.
Aye.
But I tell you, he can wear hunters. He can be like
Shirley.
He can be like Shirley Temple, maybe. For me,
Shirley
Temple. Do you know
Shirley Temple?
Who's she?
Singer.
What's she? What they gives a song?
It's back in the day. My Girl Lollipop.
What a song.
Oh,
but you know what? I tell you,
he's gonna sing it. He's gonna sing it.
Gold lady up.
Oh, is that her?
Gold lollipop. The driving force, the driving force is Sakala, and I'll tell you why. Looking in to get in behind, if he gets that ball in there, through and goal. If the defenders go with him, there's where Ryan Kent can get the
Kent was running behind as well, wasn't he?
And then Cantwell not can get in. So it's not just one player to go, but that's where Beale has got. That's where he does deserve credit, because you look at guys like Sakala's getting the best out of him. Kent's improved.
Sakala was doing well anyway. I think towards the end of Gio's tenure, he was the one that, with that, because he had the energy,
energy,
he'd get back into the game.
That's what I love about him.
Back into the team after being nowhere near it. But that. Just willing to run, willingness to run, cause teams problems.
100%. Right, on to Celtic Hearts. Somebody's meant to get me tickets for the game, but
who's your back with, sure?
He's obviously not got. He's obviously not got the pals he claims he has.
I'm afraid about your back.
Hey,
make sure you're back. So
what happened to the tickets?
Paxed us
again.
I've no text back. Before I'm not texting at all, and then just texting for tickets. You can't do that, can't you? Know, I'm going to need to start. See if you think a game. Give me in a few weeks and I'll get in there before.
He'll jump into Park Greenway outside it in the queue for the general sale.
He sorted his.
What would you ask him in the build up outside the football?
How's your family in it?
He's not got any kids in it.
No, I've been like his man dad.
How's your man dad?
How are they getting on? Anyway, I think there's a lot of changes last night. Both teams, no, a lot of changes, a few changes. Was that a wee eye on the cup game?
Whose changes again?
I think it was Andy came in for Hearts and my God, what a cross!
What a cross! What a sensational cross, wasn't it?
And then Celtic changed their fullbacks, which I don't.
It was, but he played Kyogo onside.
He's getting better as his hair's getting longer.
I was going to say something like
He's like that. What do you call that?
The line's just looking around Andy to see Kyogo Miles on going off.
Samson, isn't he? It's his hair's getting longer. He's getting better.
His hair's pish.
His hair looks good.
Up close, it's pish. It's got a long way to go, mate.
Well, on camera, whatever, it looks great.
No, it's nothing like that.
What do you think he's
still got? He admits himself's got a long way to go.
Oh, it takes a while.
What do you think goes back to
the boys one? That's
back to my original question. Was a wee eye on the game on Saturday?
I think for Hearts there was.
Aye, Hearts, aye.
For Hearts there was.
I think you should have done more though, Nielsen, to wind Ange up, to confuse Ange.
Did they not play well?
No, I went one up.
No, I've been, but they're set up. Going into that game yesterday.
What do you think they could have done?
I don't know, 4-6 or something, 4-6-0. Do you know what I mean? Completely muck him up for Saturday.
Again, you only get to see the highlights, so did anyone see how Hearts done as a whole in the game?
Aye, they done well. Aye, they done well. Obviously they got in front.
Well, Robbie said that, didn't he, for 80 minutes?
Aye, they done well.
And how did
it's
you
a
go
strange
about it,
one though. I can't. You're watching 3 games at one time. It's hard to watch. I think I think it's tough because you've got them again on Saturday.
Yeah.
To go and decide to rest. I know he says a few were injured, so you can basically do what you want in that game because if you're going to bring your players back, then it's a different game altogether. I think for Celtic, they can make as many changes as they want, can't they?
See with that, when you look at Celtic, they'll continue to play in what they've got up top. Whatever way you set up, I still don't think they're going to be able to handle that. I think what he's held back last night is a wee bit of ammunition. You know, the players maybe save them for Saturday that have, in certain moments, which they need that bit of quality, they can maybe get a goal. But Celtic are still going to create. They're still going to, his movement last night was
I was watching the highlights, but my favourite thing's the second goal. See who wins the ball back, sprinting back.
And then
Jota on the halfway line, your attacker.
And that's
brilliant.
Sprinting back, aggressive, makes contact, wins the ball back, plays it, move, and then as soon as that happens,
it just comes
Kyogo's movement's incredible.
I still doesn't matter. I think how you set up, how hard you work, that's going to be very difficult to stop. So it is.
It's that pressure when you get the ball back off and they just take it back off you straight away.
I was surprised that I thought Ivanovic would have started last night.
Great goal, wasn't it?
Unbelievable, and then he put an unbelievable delivery on his left foot as well. I don't know if you've seen that one right across the face of goal. I thought he'd have got a wee shot last night.
But again, I look at Ivanovic. I think he always does great when he comes on. I don't know if he's, again, I could be completely wrong here. I don't know if he looks like he's in the condition that he can play Ange's football for 90 minutes.
I think he just looks like that.
Do you think it's just his body shape?
I think he is a wee bit different in that he wants to dribble. He's got one of the best chops you'll ever see every time. You're like, oh, he's away.
I just want my flash out across the goal every time and he's chopping, isn't he?
But his goal was, but it shows you where they are. You know, they changed the fullbacks. I think the fullbacks are a massive part of how Celtic want to play. Greg Taylor's by far and away the best left back they've got. And it changes, you know, how they build up a wee bit. Ralston's obviously been out injured, so I get why he would come in to play, you know, get some game time, but their midfield, apart for me, Carter Vickers and Callum McGregor, do what you want with the rest.
What about when you played?
And it's no any weaker.
Seen you're talking about that chopping on it, and when you played, did you get it off centre forwards? If you didn't get it in early enough when you wanted to beat another player?
I just had to beat everybody.
Before we went in. Because they've already made the run, haven't they?
And then you get older and you go, they were right. Because sometimes you're looking at, for me it was to get the perfect angle to get a good cross in, when you only really need half a yard. So I'd be like, right, if I get by him and then I can, it's no on, I'll go back.
I'll go back and go by him again.
I've moved 10 times and you've not. But he's doing it to get the space. It's not really, he's doing it in and around the box, so it's more to chop in and get his shot or get a deeper cross, play that wee defence splitter. He's not really stuck out in the wing, twist, and they're sitting waiting for crosses.
But he looks technically better than Abada and Maida for me. So it must be the other side of why he's not starting every game, because technically I think he's Celtic's best wide player.
I think he just plays players when he feels he needs to, or he wants to. I think Jota and Maida were the two for the last few games. Then Abada comes on at the weekend, he was brilliant. He comes in, I think he just chops and changes, depending on maybe the run of games, or depending on maybe a wee drop in form where maybe we're not noticing it, looking at it saying, I think he's been doing well, and he just puts them in and you see them going. But the options they have are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. I'd throw Hatate into the McGregor, Hatate, Carter Vickers. Hatate's been in Kyogo. I'll keep going, everybody.
How's wee Maida? He got a sore one, didn't he?
Aye.
He came off.
I expected Maida to be on the bench because he was playing on Saturday. He took him off 45 minutes, but it just shows you.
He was good. Maybe did you see Robin Wilson was critical of that? Shane Bellamy should have been sent off. I don't think that's a red card.
No, because he's fit.
He's fit. He's fit as well.
He is stretched. We're going to talk about a game. There was should be a couple of sending off. I don't think that's a sending off because he's just stretching to get the ball. There's no malice in it. There's no intent to harm the opponent. So I don't think it's a booting in it. That's not.
He never even got booked.
Did he not get booked?
I don't think he got booked.
What's a booting?
I think it's
a booting.
And then the offside. I mean,
did he not get booked?
I think so. I don't know if they've seen it. I don't know if they've seen it. But if you go to VR and they look for a red card, and if it's not a red, you can't go. It's not a red, give him a yellow. You can't do that. If you never gave him a yellow.
Oh, right. So they're only checking it for a red card, and that's it, right? Okay. What are you saying about the offside?
The man Maida scored. They've gave that offside. I honestly, and I don't want to start it, but I have never seen a decision like this. Obviously, the VAR's checked it and it's clear. I don't know what he could possibly have seen. I mean, he's miles on, but was it for the one first kill?
Well, see what you're saying about that. See Don Robertson last night with the...
You seen him doing it?
Aye, shocking.
Honestly, everyone else has got that Don Robertson like that.
Aye, he's...
Need to see him, he's incredible at it.
Aye. But how he just didn't say that's penalty right away. He's in a great position, he can see it.
Kent's one.
But I think he's just waiting to go, and I think he's wanted his wee square, his wee dance.
I think it's because it's like the last contact. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't take him out. He slides in. He's gone through. Kent goes to put his foot and change direction, and it's like almost a delayed contact.
Yeah.
So he's maybe looking at it thinking, I don't know how much is in it. But look, that's why VAR's in. It's got a lot of stick. The referee clearly didn't see it, and they've got the right decision.
Well, they never in the Livingston game, did they?
No, they didn't.
They never even went to VAR.
That is seamless. You're like there the next thing.
That was disgraceful, by the way, that one at Livingston.
I think it was broke.
There was two because the boy Freeman, gets away with the first tackle. He gets off lightly with the yellow card. That could easily be a red. And then is it Newbley's going away? No, it's not. Was it Newbley? And he holds him back. And then that's a booting.
It's a horny boy, Kieran Freeman. He played us at Peterhead.
Oh my God.
He's fucking can't wait to get that ball back, man.
Aye.
Well,
honestly.
by the way, they should have been doing it to 10 men. That was poor refereeing.
And then Goodwin takes him off a second later, so the referee must be
so that's telling you. That's why
Goodwin's like that
Jim
I'll get up, done your belter, man.
And then the second half,
he's done Jim a turn.
The second half there should be another red card.
Oh, that was a
shocking tackle.
And again, that's when Faddy saying VAR was broke.
But
I think it must have been.
Were they not checking it?
I don't
How
know.
they've no when to check that?
See the boys.
on me.
Do you see? I don't know. Do you see the boy's face when it showed you from behind? He's going.
He's going like I'm off. I'm just waiting in the red card getting put as I got up here.
Strange.
They look at all the different things out of control. He is, because by the time he's made contact, his both feet are like sliding in with both feet.
Dangerous.
Endangering an opponent.
Catches
the force just above the ankle.
Pittman's lucky.
There's nothing to say. I don't think that's a red. There's nothing.
No.
So I don't know if VAR were away getting a coffee because it was getting late or it was broke or
what time was it? What time again?
It was cold. Maybe it
9 o'clock. Maybe 9 o'clock.
That's what happened.
The wee van switched Love Island on at 9, didn't he?
Aye, that's bang on time, aye.
What was I going to say?
David would be paid for it earlier in the season.
But what about Dundee United's goalie for the first goal? Nah.
What?
Run it back.
Just the goalie?
No, I get it, but I'm just saying he's so prone to
He's a goal again.
Because Newbley runs right
hits
in
it, the goalie
and it comes back. There's a wee bit of deflection.
Aye, the goalie with all the defenders run him. Come on, he should do better. Come on.
No, but I'm just saying that's my big worry for Dundee United.
Nah, I don't. Do you know what? I'm finding it hard to talk about.
There's one in the second half as well. Sorry, it's a volley.
Sorry, mate.
He should just do that and he hits the post.
Aye.
Fuck up, guys. That was worrying.
That one come off him. Do you think Davy Martindale was quite reserved after the game? Considering,
he had something like 65% possession, didn't he?
Aye. But he was reserved in terms of the decisions.
Aye.
Even that one in the first half, Freeman, he should be off the park. And then the second, that challenge was ridiculous. That's a red card. That's 2 red cards. So it is. So I think he was really reserved. I don't know if it goes back to the weekend when he was waving at Davy.
That could be costly though. That for you, if you're Kelly and Ross County and then get a point at that point at the end of the season could become massive. And with 2 decisions like last night.
But it's massive.
I don't like it. I don't.
It's massive for Jim Goodwin. There you go. That bit of luck that you need
to stop that lot of defeats.
Aye. Can he take momentum for it? The monitoring board are asking.
Aye.
Well, you can, aye.
They need to try. I think the first half was poor. Again, another poor goal. No, just for the goalie, for everybody.
Yeah.
But then you try and take the positives. They come out second half. They did better. They managed to go and get a point at a tough venue. They have to take the positives for it. And it was a good goal they scored. I mean, you maybe look at George and go a wee bit weak with his left hand, but no, I think they have to take it. We spoke about teams when they play against the big two. You need to believe. Dundee United need to flip their mindset to say we can get out of this, and it starts with being hard to beat, getting points, turning losing situations into draws, and taking it for there. But it's not going to be easy for them.
Good to see Jim not getting scalped in the head bent.
Embarrassing.
Do you know who was awesome?
That was unbelievable, wasn't it? Bang out.
Craig Brent was.
Craig Brent again.
Wake up.
Hit him with the pie. Terrible.
Do you know who was awesome last night? Stephen Kelly.
Good player, Stephen
Kelly.
Yogi loved him. I remember Yogi.
I'll tell you, I know you said it at the start of the season. I've not seen a boy close up. My word, what a player he was.
Are you getting him confused with Sean Kelly?
No.
This is the
right one, Stephen Kelly. Is he right foot or left foot? Because he actually whacked the bar with his left foot, but That just shows you
That
what
was Bradley.
Yeah, he's done the right thing, the boy.
wasn't
Right. Do you want to know, Slaney? He's done the right thing in going to Livingston and playing football.
It's Stephen Bradley now you're talking about instead of Stephen Kelly.
So why? So still the second name he's getting wrong.
But
Kelly.
he is.
It's a great player.
Are you talking about boy who scored?
Aye.
Aye, so that's Bradley.
Bradley.
Aye,
Bradley.
Kelly, I know.
Aye, Kelly's what I'm
top
talking
draw.
about. I don't look at the goals, I look at overall game.
Is the boy who came for Hibs? Is it Hibs? He came for?
Technique.
Surprised you
Very
don't
good.
still like
So the two of them get really good technique. That's what I'm saying. Kelly's done great.
Anyway, Scottish Cup weekend.
Just quickly, maybe they're starting about.
Aye. See that shot he hits the bar. The technique's
Great drive.
outrageous because he takes it. He's back to goal. One touch, drags it and hits it on the kind of one movement. Brilliant.
They're starting out. They've not won it for a while, have you ever?
Aye, they're struggling, but still in with a shout.
Confused me.
Top six.
Top six. Aye.
You think they'll get there?
No, because I think Motherwell going and getting it.
Do you? Do you think Motherwell,
I think they can. But
You can drug test him.
how? 7 points behind.
Well, by the way, he got the coupon up last
Aye,
week.
44.
mate.
First time for everything, isn't it?
That's it.
What do you mean 44?
484.
Alright, what was the odds on it? Anybody know?
Never put it up. Lost faith in me.
I fancied Motherwell last week, I know. I took them.
Aye.
So I did.
Well done,
He's doing
James.
nice.
Is that your
He's
first
doing a
keeping
great
up the year?
Aye.
Wait, is it March?
I think it's the first one out his door.
I know, it's shocking. I've put tunnels up before, so
No, you've not.
I don't really bother.
You're
You've
not
been
in
that
you've
short,
moved on,
disgrace
yeah.
on it.
I had to
Yeah,
up my
you've moved-
game because Kenny was on the week before on it. Got 384. I was like, I better take this serious.
Serious,
This week.
That's why you're still you've made Grosvenor Sport a fucking fortune with your coupons, man. Honestly.
I'm quite happy with my
This week's the
contribution
week.
in that terms. It's very difficult, isn't it?
That is tough.
But what I would say, I don't think Livy will make the top six.
Do you know that?
Early on in
That's
the,
a
you know,
goal, that's a right goal.
I know she came back about 5-6 games ago, but
Neil Dawson.
they've fell off the rails a wee bit, so they have for
It's
whatever
close.
reason.
It's tight, isn't it?
It's
To
so
get into the
important
top
for them.
six.
And it's so important for Livy to get that for financially.
They missed it they just missed it last season as well,
90,
didn't they?
94
Last
minutes or
night.
something, Motherwell.
Aye, it was the last kick of the ball.
We need to get in there mate, that week.
So it was.
We need to get in there. and
Final
get
week of the
lift their
season.
spirits.
And at final week of the season, we'll
Wind up
play.
getting relegated after
Don't
peak.
go in this week.
Wind up getting
You're a man
relegated.
down today.
I know.
You're
mate.
back.
No, don't go in.
So much.
Don't go in.
He's the type that would keep fucking hitting your back as well, aren't you, David? Got a bad back, guess what? You just keep leathering your back.
My favourite weekend,
Scottish Cup.
Scottish Cup weekend. Now, I can't believe there's only 4 Premiership teams in the quarterfinals this Saturday with 2 playing each other. That tells me with your signs, if you look at it, that a lower league team's going to get the final.
Final?
What happens if one of them
How's you
gets Celtic or Rangers next round?
I don't know, just said there, do you fancy a lower league team to make it in the
No,
final?
right.
Yes.
The law of sciences, did you say that? Did you?
Did something with science, didn't I? But this is,
No, science.
quarterfinals is my favourite weekend in the season. Scottish Cup.
Is he on your painkillers?
Loaded with nonsense,
There's
innit?
load of aye.
Load of nonsense. That's what it should be. That's what it should say.
Loaded with nonsense.
Will there be a shotgun?
I think you'll sell a can of that today. There will be.
I heard you were drinking
Part of me
other
today. No, here, cracker Friday night,
Aye.
Inverness Kelly.
Oh,
There's a shock.
If it's on, you take your shovel up there and make sure that
I
game's
know.
on.
Oh shit, mate.
Yeah,
I need to
Salt,
use
yeah,
it.
salt.
It needs to be used, aye. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to head to
You better, you
Wellstone.
need to just eat
dodgy
all your
fat
food, it'll be a day.
fat nice.
You fancy that?
We Dodgy's side done alright. I watched them against their
Good
United.
team.
So I did, aye. They've got
gotta be on back
threats,
fit now,
got
innit?
threats going
Did
for.
you see any shots?
They've got aye, and that's what they've got. They've got players back fit. They've had a lot of injuries throughout the season.
Yeah.
No, bad injuries, guys that have been out for like 3-4 months at a time. I think against their United
Aye.
Saturday, it's the first time that had a fully fit squad. So on the rain patch, and I would imagine weather-wise, it's not going to be a lovely night. It's a game you just roll the sleeves up, you know, and get tore in, and it's up to Kelly. Are they going to fancy that? You know, but Inverness they can play a wee bit as well. They've got a wee bit about them. That's certainly not a gimme. I think Derek McInnes knows that. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Tough one for Kelly.
Any other upsets that we see?
Well,
Falkirk at home air.
that's
That'd be an upset, wouldn't it? Falkirk being League One.
aye.
They've been Championship.
But they're a good football side, Falkirk under McGinn, obviously. But I think Ayr United have just got a wee bit too much
I agree.
firepower. Boy, Ashford come in and all that. He's playing well. Akinyemi up top. What was it? The wee boy O'Connor gets sent off.
Aye.
The wee
They've appealed it, haven't they?
And they won her. It's again like you're seeing that one, the Celtic game. He actually beats a couple of players. He overruns it a tad, and he's stretching for the ball to try and nick it, and he makes contact with somebody. And the referee, I think it's Scott Lammy or something, Scott Lamb, right away, too quick to just produce a card. But no, Ayr United are decent, and that's massive for Ayr United, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard a wee lamb shank.
A wee like, oh, have you had a few of them? He has, hasn't he?
He's always
like a wee lamb shank
every night, aren't you?
Aye.
What the cooting boys, isn't it? I'm going to go with you, Faddy.
Big build up for us, by the way, because he's obviously. I don't think Andy's ever done 2 in a row, have they? No,
Nobody's ever done one, so of course I've never done 2.
We're wanting 4 teams for them.
4 every game.
4 game in the quarter-finals we're doing. Hearts, Celtic. Falkirk, Ayr.
It's no straightforward
No.
that,
No, that's a tough
but
one.
it's still
I'm not who I fancy them.
fancy. Aye.
I'm going to go Ayr. I think that Ayr will get the ball forward. Falkirk trying. I'll go for it.
Oh, if he's not sure.
No, I'm not sure.
What's it saying in there?
I'll go for.
Good foot beside Falkirk.
Aye, I like Falkirk.
They'll ping me.
I like
And they're on that surface. That's
Yeah.
that's what you look at, and you look at.
Aye. I'm going to go for Ayr.
Aye,
Dunfermline beat Falkirk the other night.
2-0.
that's right.
Going for it.
They're flying.
Rangers, and then I'll go for. Man, no point in asking Rangers Raith Rovers, is there?
No.
Few changes for Rangers, I would imagine.
You never know though, because Thistle, remember when Thistle went?
Aye.
Aye.
I know, but it's their last chance to win it. So,
no, 100%. Rangers back.
and then
Inverness, Kelly.
Oh,
I'm going to go for Inverness.
Don't mind
I'm
them.
going for a shot. They beat
getting that
Livy.
game?
That's
No, they beat Livy at Livy in the last round,
Yeah.
3-0. Kilmarnock are poor away from home. No one a league game away from home all season.
You're right. Bang on.
I'm going to go for that being the shock. Inverness to beat Kilmarnock.
Alright, I'll ask Uncle Derek. Inverness v Kelly, I'll give you it straight away.
And that's the one you're looking at for me that could be the shot. But I think, I know we'll say that Cali get the other squad back together, but Kilmarnock, it's massive for them to get back to Hampden again. I think McInnes, they've been pretty vocal about it. So he'll have
Got a great record in the Scottish Cup.
Aye, and he'll be up for it big time, you know. And I'm giving you the reasons. It's going to be a cold night. It's going to be he's going to have to have players that want to fancy it, win the battle first, all the cliches or whatever.
Kilmarnock do have players like that, so don't know like your Powers and your Ash Taylor. They'll not be going up there worried about the
But
weather.
there's a mistake in Ash Taylor's as well. That's a kind of worry. You know, I've watched him often enough for the last number of years, and as good as he is at times, sometimes there's always a wee mistake in him. It's a real tight one, but for me, I'm going to disagree with Fad. I think Kilmarnock just scraped through that. Do you know that?
It's going to be half anyway, isn't it? We get this.
There will be a lot of games after.
Get your money back.
I'll be up my show. I'll get it on. I'll get the game on. I'll go up with it.
Where'd you buy it? Aldi? Middle aisle.
I asked the missus to get it.
Fuck's sake, man.
It's a shovel.
She gets me everything else. So she does. So,
Right, Hearts v Celtic, Derek.
I can't see past Celtic. They're going for the treble. So it's a cup game. Senses will be heightened. It's Tynecastle, brilliant place to play. Hearts will be at it. Be a right ding dong, but Celtic get too much for them. Celtic far too much for them.
Right.
Far too much. Too much for them.
Right, Rangers Raith.
I think Rangers will win that pretty comfortably. Ebonsby. I think they'll with that game last night, a lot of confidence for that. He will make changes, of course he will. But the boys that have come in, he made 5 changes at one time last night with about 10 minutes to go. You know, so they boys have got they've seen the guys have got the jersey.
That'll be the same team when it is Hibs game.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think he'll give a few of the other boys. Aye, I do. I think he'll change it a wee bit. He shouldn't he? I would go, see my starting 11, I'd go the same again and then change it.
I don't think he'll make too many changes, to be honest. Because the League Cup final, I'm sure it was the reason for Raskin and Cantwell was because he hadn't long been at the club and he felt that, you know, the other players were better equipped to deal with that, even though they were injured.
And it's that all one, no being disrespectful to Raith, but, you know, whatever side Rangers put out, they should be able to take care of Raith Rovers. But I think it will. I think there might be a few changes, but Rangers comfortably. Aye.
Okay, last one, Falkirk here.
And that's a cracker, I know.
Aye.
But and actually, you look Falkirk, really good football side. They're on their arse of turf. But I've watched Ayr United enough this season, you know, and they can defend at times. They've got a wee bit of an edge about them, and they've got a wee bit of firepower. I just think Ayr United just a wee bit too much for Falkirk for me. So Ayr United, but a good game on Monday night.
Nothing to do with betting, but just I want what you think. Inverness,
Kelly, Celtic, Rangers, Falkirk.
Falkirk,
Aye. John McGlynn's brilliant.
What about you?
I'll go Kelly, Celtic, Rangers and Ayr.
And can you predict the draw on Monday night?
It'll be Celtic against Falkirk and Rangers against Kelly.
There we go.
Brilliant.
Imagine an Ayr Kelly semi.
Oh,
I know that. I know.
That'd be
That's
brilliant,
mouth water, isn't it? It's a beaut.
That
There's no a lot of.
Kelly Ayr, that'd be brilliant.
Cracker.
Or an Ayr Kelly final.
Yeah.
Even better.
What, you doing a game at the weekend?
No, I'll not be doing not at weekend. No, I'll be shoveling snow.
Whereabouts?
Anywhere, just heading for
Yeah.
snow.
Just looking for
Aye.
snow?
Well, I don't trust the weather people.
Just
anymore.
watch what
should
you're
get in the
taking
big truck.
along with your shovel, driving
You should
about
get the
with a
big-
shovel.
Phil, you should get the big snow truck. the big
Shovel in your
snowplow.
gloves with your
Oh, by
snood
the
in that one.
Fuck it up.
Aye, the boys, they're one of their pals is that.
Get that.
Aye, just
One of
trying
the
to
houses
put
are what,
a
snowman?
gratter. The gratter. So he is.
What's the name of his van that he drives?
By the way, he stays up
You don't
beside
know?
you.
They have all the names, don't they?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah,
Could be in a box.
Could be in a box.
I'm delighted to get this age. Mate, I would
Could be
No,
in a
you've
box.
got mate, you've got so much. You'll never
5
go.
year, what age you?
You'll never go. Don't
What
leave
age
us.
you?
I like.
Peter living a lot
It's my
longer
old
than
man. My old man's got a lot to answer for. Because his dad passed away early, about 39. My dad always says he wouldn't make it 40. And then he's passed that trait on to me. He's done it with your Barry, I know.
What age is your dad now?
My dad's 76. So he is.
There you go.
You're
Then.
flying.
You're
You're,
on to it.
76.
flying, mate.
Ah.
You've still
5
got-
year, where do you see yourself? I think he's
Who
looking to do a
knows?
game every day. Cover a game
Aye.
every day in 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years
It
there
should
will
be.
be games on. There'll be like games on one after the other. Every day it'll be 24/7, won't it? I'll just be
Just been
aye,
going figure
just
it out.
stuck in a studio somewhere. Not even at the stadium. Just
Sunderland.
everything, every game.
What about you?
5 year. Hopefully the sun, mate, somewhere in the sun.
Son, see, I know that was going to be my
That'd be the
answer.
dream.
Aye.
Today, what?
Oh,
You
that's-
do not relax. You don't switch
want
off.
to-
You'll
You
need a
won't-
wee something
you won't be
to
able
pour
to.
about.
I want it, mate.
You got up and
That's
go
it,
for
eh?
10k runs because you've got a hangover.
Imagine a 10k in the sun, mate.
No.
He does 10Ks on holiday, mate.
I done one hungover Saturday, so I think that's what's done this back. Worst thing I did.
You're not living properly.
No, you're not.
Fuck's sake. Fucking hell. What? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'd love to. Another country it's a must.
When that well thing takes off, he'll be doing one of the.
Right, where do you see yourself in 20 years?
Be fighting Jake Paul
that
5
takes
year. Prime v well
Are
thing.
you taking up? I'll be in your corner.
Aye, who could you take? John Fury.
Oh,
you could,
Mickey! Wee Mickey for Rocky.
you could batter big John
fucking,
Fury.
I'll take fucking Fury. He says he's the fittest guy. You're 50.
Would you fight him?
Fucking bollocks. I'll take him.
You and John,
You know you're going to put this out and tag him in this tweet.
you and John Fury would be outstanding.
I know he's 6 foot. What is he? 6'2"?
Remember when Rocky gets him? Remember
Aye,
when Mickey
chasing
gets
chickens.
Rocky? He's got you choking your chicken.
Choking the chicken. I would love. No, I genuinely would love.
I can see you with Molly May.
What, tearing him off Tommy?
Right, come on.
Like, imagine fighting out
See,
a
look,
woman.
he's terrible looking, isn't he, big Tommy?
No, but I see. I would love to be in a different industry altogether. Geographical.
Oh my god.
Go again.
I'll not be in
Go
the
again.
fucking... I'll not be in literature.
Say
what?
it again. No, what is that?
Geographical.
Aye, that. I'm obsessed
What
with
did you
all stuff
say
like that.
that?
Geographical. I'm obsessed with all that
So
stuff.
would you
mate.
like to take over for like Attenborough?
Aye,
Stay
see,
in
remember-
school,
remember
alright? And listen in school, or else you'll end up.
Aye, see what Attenborough does. That stuff.
Did you
Aye.
go to school a lot? And, no, that's a
No,
serious
no.
question. I kind of chucked it and signed you.
So did I.
I just went away and trained.
I love geography though.
Trained where?
But I trained
Obsessed with
myself.
geography, mate.
What? Just take yourself for training sessions?
Aye, go aye.
At 12?
Aye.
What?
No, I was
So-
like 13, 14.
So what, just get cons out in it?
Aye, I go and train myself. And then we go and train my boys club and all that. Aye.
What
I might
boys
start
clubs are training
geography
during the day,
podcast.
so?
No, at night I would
Oh,
train
right.
with the boys club at night. But I would go and train myself in the afternoon.
We'll
Like Dave,
Talk
at
about that
Exeter.
in a minute. What kind of geography?
You're on the
Aye.
A lot, mate.
Just says he loves it. What?
The glaciers,
What's your
The
glacier?
glaciers.
Aye.
What, the Man United owners?
No, it's too cold. Glaciers are too cold. Do you want to be?
What?
No, but I get told this was it set up because I had a lot of love for geography years ago and I kind of fell away from it. But then, did you hear Stamford Bridge and Fulham Stadium is going to be underwater in 2030 year? Genuinely, so.
It's right next to the river.
Liverpool.
Aye, so it's going to be under the water. But I would love to. I'd
Do you
love to go and
believe all?
challenge
Don't
you.
believe all that stuff
I
that
like
they're
it.
telling
We
you.
get it in buckets.
But
Heavy
global
thunder,
warming.
heavy.
Global warming.
We've
Bring it on.
That's where I base my life
I
on.
can't. I love global warming.
Grettenberg.
Crettenburg's where I base my life on.
Do you know when?
And she says all day.
Do you know when it get hotter? You've come in the day you're freezing. Global warming. Give us it.
As well as,
Aye, we want hunters
we
here.
want it's global warming.
Do you know what's the best? See, doing a travel show, that'd be good.
Aye, that was
Travel on every different city.
that was-
What type of geography we talking here?
Geography teacher,
fascinated.
you'd be good at that.
Is your geography
What do you
teacher
mean
nice?
geography?
Mr. Slane's.
Travel,
volcanoes and all
but
that.
no a
See, like
travel. So a
volcanoes.
geography
Stuff
show,
like
but no a travel show.
No, I don't like see the guys you see that do the
See
travel
the
shows.
geography you talking about?
Is it Paulo? No,
Paul Grady, he doesn't do a travel show.
no. Dion Dublin. He done
just
the
homes in
what-
the house.
No,
Houses under the hammer.
houses under the hammer.
Houses under the hammer.
Homes
Aye,
under a hammer, that's not a travel show.
No, he went
didn't-
abroad. He was trying to sell houses abroad.
See a 2 bedrooms, not a travel
No,
show.
it's the
There's
sun.
a place in the
Who
sun.
done that
Brilliant.
again?
Nah, that's shite. I didn't mean that. I mean
That's
like
what I'm
Anthony
saying.
Bourdain, and there's another guy, somebody feed Phil, watch him, they're brilliant. Go to
Who
different
was the other wee
cities.
guy who gets right in my wick? The guy does it. He's on this morning blonde
Even-
hair. Sometimes he does the scores as well.
The BBC Sport in the morning. The
What's his
wee
name?
guy in BBC News.
Jonathan Sunderland.
No, the other wee guy. He takes part in everything and all that.
Oh, the wee Chris guy.
Aye.
Annoying wee bastard.
Isn't he?
Uh-huh.
Aye, but
I get what you're saying. Who are you talking about?
I don't know his name. He's been on like he's on this morning. He does like the adverts to win money and all that, win cash.
Oh, Andy Peters.
Jeff.
Oh.
Jeff Brazier.
Jeff
Jeff
Brazier.
Brazier.
Oh, bastard. He gets on my wick, mate.
Does he?
Mate, he was. I seen him doing something like win cash and all that. And doing
No,
all
he
that.
does the postcode lottery. Someone's knocking at your
That wee
door.
guy. And then I seen him on the Saturday doing one of the football games with the headset
Aye.
on. No, for me, that wee guy.
Is that?
I don't want to be a guy like that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
just
just
does it.
So what do you want to do then? You're going for football and
volcanoes and all that, working
geography.
out how when they're going to explode.
I think you need a
I'm
degree
going
for that,
Bernanke's
mate.
casual. I'm
Aye.
going to go. I'm
Listen
going,
to this.
I'm going Bernanke's casual.
Hamlet Aki's casual.
I'm going to be the one playing the drum and there and all that, getting everybody going. That's what I'm going to do.
What's your
You
favourite
need to do a
Aki
bit of
song?
recruiting.
Aye, I'll get by the
Does
way.
it
And that's
sound
what
to you in there,
I
innit?
know. That's what I will do. I'll give out Hamilton.
Me and you should tour the world.
Down to Whitehall. Aye, up
Naked.
Fairhill
Shouldn't
and all that. Edelwood, get all the boys done.
What's your favourite Aki song?
She wore a scarlet ribbon. She wore a scarlet ribbon in the merry months of May. And when I asked her why she wore the ribbon, we're gonna win the league. Something like that.
I've never heard
That's
that.
never been sang.
Scarlet, is that no?
The best song is Boo.
There's no lot of them. But
Me and you should go on a
but I've got a lot of
They're
them for
getting
them.
they're trying to get all the kids
Aye.
in,
I mean,
all the
that's it.
younger ones.
Aye, but that's what I done when I was young. I used to get, when I didn't get to watch Rangers, I went to watch the Ackies all the time.
So you
I
never went
enjoyed-
to school, but you
Who
went
would you want to win?
Rangers,
Hamilton and Rangers?
Oh, Rangers.
You got to be a Hamilton Ultra.
Why don't you just be a Rangers
You support
casual?
another team.
Because I'm
No,
from
yeah.
that area. So,
Right,
You
he's
need to
got
go
a last
whole
idea. You and him.
Last idea. Me and you should genuinely go travelling and explore.
I thought you didn't want to
Naked
do a travel show.
I would no.
Like you that picture of us
There
touring
has
around
been a
naked.
naked traveller, I'm sure.
Naked.
Aye.
What
No, there
we
is
should
a guy that runs
do, what
naked
we
now.
should
Do
do,
you know what I mean?
and I done this years ago, way back.
You've
If we
done
go away,
everything,
if we get away for like a month, all you're allowed to go away
Thongs.
is it? No, is a poly bag.
I like that.
Just that's it. So what you got to take now?
That's in the river and that.
Just take your toothbrush, whatever, because as long as you get
Jake's
Some
on a
money.
plane.
Jake's on.
Fully back.
that's it. That's what we do.
I'd be outstanding, wouldn't it? Travel show.
Because once you're there, your gear, once you've wore it for a day or two, just chuck it, go down the shop and buy something else.
Oh,
That's
you're
what you
right.
do.
Just take a wee
Is it unlimited money?
wash, like wash it in the sink.
No, it's not unlimited, but within a budget, you don't have to wear expensive gear
Just,
and all that.
but you-
Just get,
Fake
it's
football
not
tap.
limited.
Just get-
But as soon as you've
Fake
wore something, just bin it and buy another one.
just bin it. Because you're right, because you can see all the markets now when you're abroad.
Aye.
Great wee bargains.
Would you put sun cream on his back?
Just do what he does.
Absolutely.
Just buy it and
I
then
treat
take
him
it
like one
back
of my
and get
boys.
something else the next day and then take that
I'll be
back.
by what a show this could
That'd
be.
be a great show. See how many times you can
To
get
get
away
back
with
the same
these
guy.
things.
See if he falls for it or not. One last one. If you could pick one place you'd love to go and see that you've never seen, mine would be Rio.
Oh, it's a great shot. Really, I'd love to go to Brazil.
Ah, it's
See the big, what's the big statue of Liberty? No, the big
Statue of Liberty.
the big thing.
The angel of, what is it?
Aye, Doom.
Is that not Jesus?
Christ the Redeemer.
Christ the Redeemer, that's it.
Angel of Doom.
I'm thinking the angel of the North, that's Newcastle.
Good statue of Liberty.
What a travel show this is.
Aye.
One
Oh, I'd
place
love to
that's
go
a
there.
great
I've always wanted to see that. What's that big statue called again?
Right, come on, Rio. I'm Rio. You can't pick the same place. If you don't know, then you're Blackpool, ain't you?
I'd love to go to Naples, but my missus will not go.
Naples, I've got to go to Naples.
To Naples.
She'll not go.
Maybe Dodgeby Gangsters, though, be
That's what she
careful.
says.
Amalfi Coast.
Who the fuck's going to come up and
That's on the list.
No, they look for guys like
Aye,
you.
what good. Aye.
They look for guys like you.
I've been looking at trade.
Meant to be dodgy with gangsters.
Oh,
The
mate.
home of the mafia.
Aye.
Meant
Be
to be
careful of
dodgy.
that. Be careful of that, mate.
I bet
You wouldn't last.
every place has got their thing me bad, but aye, that's, I've been
Naples?
looking at how to get there.
I think you get a plane.
No, I'm sorry, for Bologna. For Bologna I'm talking about. For Bologna. Because I've been looking at
No, baby, yeah. Got the coast.
That would help, by
Got
the
the
way.
coast, you get a wee cruise ship done. I bet you get a cruise
That'd be
ship.
nice.
Aye, there's a few I've been looking
You
at.
go up around Croatia and
Nice.
Aye. Sicily, I want to go to Sicily or not.
Sicily, nice.
Where
Yeah,
else?
do it
Derek?
there.
No Italy for you, because you've been to Italy. Give me another place around the world. Maybe no Europe, but we've all done that.
New Orleans for me.
Wow.
Aye.
Fancy New Orleans.
I'd like to go
For
down
the
to,
jazz and all
maybe, I don't know, Miami.
Nah,
I
Miami
mean,
would
been
be
to
nice,
Florida,
mate.
but I've not been down to Miami. I'd like to go down.
Oh, that's insane.
LA, you've been Adelaide. We'd love to go to LA.
I'd be careful, there's a lot of homeless now, though.
What?
Careful of what? They'll take my house off us. I'm going on holiday.
No, I just mean sometimes it's like, it's hard to
too
see
big,
that. It's
LA,
hard
though.
to see that it's...
Innit? It's too big.
No, but see if you rent a wee motor in it.
Aye, I know,
What a
but-
place, mate, you'd love it.
Right.
You'd be like,
Mate, you can't drive.
Driving on that road
See if you
is
rent a wee motor, you
atrocious.
can't
mate.
drive.
Atrocious driving that
What
road.
did you do? Rent a motor and just sit and stare at it?
sat inside it.
He just was staying in Enterprise in car park.
Slept in a rental motor.
Your cheapest rental, mate. That one there, brilliant.
You should love it.
Suitcase in.
You'd
Sleeping
love
bag.
LA, mate, because you can do a hike, and it's that like the normal hike that they'll tell the tourists to go on, but I can show you a secret hike where it takes you up to where the Hollywood sign
How
is.
can you show us you're not coming?
I'm gonna come with you.
No. What would be the worst place you've ever been? Places that people love. Berlin, I fucking hated Berlin.
I'm surprised that I've heard that's really good, I know.
Didn't enjoy it.
But it was no good about, was it no clean?
No,
It's quite boring, mate.
Boring? No.
Wasn't it very lively, I didn't think. Maybe I went the wrong town.
See, like,
We tried to do all that shit, but
We may want me to
quite
tell you.
industrial Berlin, eh? It's not really pretty
Tell
to
you a
look at.
place
It's not
where you would
beautiful to
love.
look at, I didn't think.
it's had quite a tough.
You would
Tough
love
city, I get that.
Sorry, Hong Kong.
Travel shows cancelled.
Hong Kong. Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. You would love Hong Kong.
I've been to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong's mental. But
Aye.
good. It's a brilliant place.
I'd go to Tokyo as
A
well.
lot of mafia, a lot of trials.
Tokyo. Aye, I've been there.
Did you like it?
But I've never played football there.
Oh,
Didn't
is
see
it?
much of it.
I might have the opportunity to go to Bangkok in July.
Been there or not.
Aye. I've not been there. I'm quite... Aye.
He's well travelled, Faddy, isn't
I
he?
know.
No,
We
I'm
wouldn't keep
not
going
well
there.
I
travelled.
know,
It's just
that's-
that we went there for pre-season. We've been to, but you go to a lot of places when you're playing, but you don't actually get to see them. Most of the time you're stuck in a hotel, so you're not getting to see.
Well, I've seen Hong Kong.
What about a bad place you've been to? Any?
I'll tell you one, when you go to LA, see Hollywood where the stars are.
It's maybe bogging up.
Filthy, mate. It's absolute filth.
You've been doing Venice Beach in California?
Aye, I've been. But that's not the percent I'm on.
That's the one I told you about when I went into the toilets. Did I not tell you about that?
No.
On the beach, went
Aye,
in the
yeah,
toilet
that's
for the number 2.
Because it's brilliant.
Right, I was really struggling. I walked in, and there it was. There was a queue, but the number 2 there was no cubicles. It was out in the open.
So did you
The
shit?
guys are just stunning.
Did I
Sitting,
shit?
sorry, shitting away. By the way, looking at you, you're waiting to. Oh,
What did you do?
That can't be
Well, I
true.
know what I done. I went back outside and I just went into the nearest pub restaurant.
Found one there.
Ordered
say,
something so I could
nearest
use.
bush.
I couldn't handle that.
Here's the worst thing ever on holiday. When you're in the pool and you need a number 2 and you need to sit on the pan with your wet arse. See, for the next day your arse is like that. Full
You can't have your arse right. Can you know?
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Have you ever saw? Have you ever saw a jobby in the pool?
holiday in the summer? Pool got closed for 2 days because somebody done
3
it.
days.
It flows by me.
Yeah, mate. You didn't like sit down to see your wet ass.
Sorry, the best thing was the jobby police come in. The job we playing. Oh, walk about and
It's not silent, it's just farts going off.
nuts, man. Job we playing.
I mean, that is mental. You've said that with the wet arse.
Horrendous.
But the paper keeps dripping off because it's what's soaking. So you can never wipe it right. That's torture. You're bang on with that.
And also when you're in a nightclub on holiday or a pub, oh my god, man! At night, the toilet, the state of the toilet.
Well, that's why
it's a hover, innit? It's a hover.
Well, that's why you discard your scants. Get rid of them.
Why though? Why are you getting rid of your scan?
Playing quiz away. Why you want to keep playing quiz away? There's fucking global warming. You're chucking quiz away.
Get them to fuck. There we go.
Last question.
Okay,
Have any ever used a bidet on holiday?
Aye.
What? A what? A bidet?
What's that?
Thing that you...
When your first time ever seen one, you go, what's that? I'm going to try it.
Can I tell you?
See in Tokyo, they have the electric ones. We press it, heats
Italian
the seat
people really struggle with that.
It's like a wee thing. Aye.
The BPD shoots on your backside, the water and all that. Aye. Italian people struggle without that. They think it's weird when they come out here and you've not got a bidet. Because they think that's no very kind of...
Do you know?
Aye.
That isn't really when you think about it. You should be washing it.
You should be washing it.
Have you never used one?
Never. I would tell you if I had
Quite
never.
exhilarating.
Is it? Boys, I don't know what's going to happen after this.
This isn't great.
I'm not guaranteeing that we'll be here again next week.
I know we won't be
No, he's away.
travelling. The phone is away being a
Geographical.
Geographical.
We should go that. Next week we should do the cooking show live for a journey we're going on. Should we? Oh no, we should. Did you remember? No, do you remember the show where what was it? Top Gear, and the three of them used to try to get to the same place but took different routes.
Right,
I suppose should do that.
But you can't drive.
I'll take the train.
Aye, I like that. I like that
That's a
idea.
good
That's
idea.
a good concept.
So we're going to.
I'm on FaceTime.
We'll not see each other.
Till we're there.
And then we'll meet up there and we'll do the show.
Just a wee bit like when we
Well,
come
we do
here.
it.
But we should make it like schemes in Scotland.
Can we not?
Like the rap block in
Can we
Stirling.
leave that for another
Aye.
couple of weeks? Do
Aye.
that. Because once the better weather comes
Is that not what we do every week?
don't want to be
You
scooting
get your
about.
scooter for Anderson.
walks.
You walk a mile.
Somebody,
You get a train.
they're screaming end this.
Aye, me. And Tim.
How about ending this? Because it was good.
Nah, boys, thank you
Enjoyed
very
it.
much. Have a good day.
Cheers.
Have a good day, innit?